Indeed, indeed. Well, yo, you're definitely cooking up a great product, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in the Headkrack After Hours in the Morning Hustle. As a producer who you can literally see everywhere right now, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on the big screen, or hearing his music blazing out of car stereos, man. One time for the one, the only Hit Boy. What's
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
bro?
What's the deal? What's good with it, man?
Yo, man, yo, congratulations on a hell of a career that you are carving out for yourself, man. Like you've worked with some of the biggest names in hip hop. And in addition to that, you also are a fierce MC on the microphone yourself, man. I've been locked in since like the Dat Piff days,
Oh,
when you
damn.
was doing mixtapes, bro. So
Appreciate that. For
it's
real.
dope to see you still killing it, man. And now
Nah,
you partnered up with Patron.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Mix and master. You know what I'm saying? We doing some documentary stuff. We doing we did an event. We did the musical aspect. Of course, that's where Two Live came from, featuring Offset, and the El Alto go crazy.
Yo, and like I was checking out the energy from like just the video alone, and it definitely, you can smell the Patron in the room. You know what
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. 1000%.
Indeed, indeed. So was that like a one-off, or is there going to be a full body of work as a part of this collaboration?
As of now, it's just it was just that, but I'm hoping to continue to work with Patron. It seemed like they like me, I definitely like them, so it's been a dope journey working with them.
Indeed, and also shout out to the record that you dropped a few weeks before that, Two Certified
Who
featuring
certified?
Avelino.
Shout my boy Avelino, he go crazy. He bar heavy. His bars is nuts.
Yeah, and for you to reach across the pond and find somebody from the UK too, man, like you're breaking boundaries, man. How did you even get hip to Avelino?
It's crazy because my engineer who I work with, he mixed all four of the last Nas albums I produced. My boy David Kim, he was mixing Avelino's album, and he just wanted to come introduce me to him. He played me a couple of his songs. I don't think had ever heard of Avelino, and after he played me his songs, I was just like, "Yo, dude is fire." So I was like, "Yo," I had the Two Certified beat and the hook. I had the hook already. Played it for him. He was like, "Oh, this is crazy." Took it. He did 5 verses to it, and I chopped out the two that I feel like worked best for the hook. I put another verse on it, and it just came together smooth, easy.
So, getting back into your life, man, and just what even brought you into the culture. Did you start out rhyming first, or was production which drew you in?
Yeah, I was writing and recording songs before I could make beats. Never even thought about making beats. It was more like I was just having fun with it. It replaced like me playing video games instead of going home playing video games at the high school. Like I was going to make beats, you know what I'm saying? And this was way back in like '03, so it wasn't a lot of bedroom artists or bedroom producers. Like you had to really love, love, love music to like take it that far, get a computer and all that, and really set up.
And what was the first piece of equipment that you used to actually start making beats?
What I still use today, FL Studio, man. Straight,
Wow.
on the computer, like everything you've ever heard. Niggas in Paris, Click, Trophies, Backseat Freestyle, Sicko Mode, Intro, like a lot, all like, you know what I'm saying? Everything I've done, Racks in the Middle, shit, all the Nas albums, all four Nas albums, all done on FL Studio.
Yo, and the crazy thing is you effortlessly name these songs, but when you think about it, like these is some of the biggest records of the last, 10, 15 years when you really think about it. I mean, niggas in Paris, you throw that on, the crowd still go
Or,
crazy. And even to hear that in a big arena. I went on to watch the Throne
yeah,
tour and they was running that
oh, we,
song back again and again and again. It was built for the big stadium experience.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I just was saying to somebody else, like I still haven't heard about a song that anybody in hip hop could perform 10 plus times a night. You know what I mean? Like all these songs be supposedly streaming a fucking half a trillion, but it's like, well, can you go perform it? You know what I mean? 10 times in a row. Like so, that's like I just like come from the era when it's like, man, people really like gave you a true reaction, and that's what sparked, songs to go platinum or songs to really be out there. Now it's like, it's a different ball game.
Indeed. Now, for a lot of people, that was the song that put you on the map. But Hit Boy, what do you truly feel like was the beat that changed your life?
I mean, that was definitely, at the one of the ones that's at the top of the list for sure. But honestly, I feel like the first beat I ever sold and got money for it, bro. Like, cause I was looking at this as just like having fun, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, people will pay you to do this. Oh, I'm doing this forever. You know what I mean?
The first beat you sold, was it to somebody that we know, or did the song take
No,
off?
I mean, no, with the very first beat, nah, I had sold a bunch of beats to people on the streets, artists that went to my high school like way back then, and the very first professional like label paid for my beat was this song on Jennifer Lopez album. So like, yeah, J Lo basically bought my first industry beat.
That's why I would have never made the connection between the two. That's why I miss
Right.
like physically getting copies of stuff so you could read the liner notes. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's so much
right.
harder in the streaming era. And one thing you've done a good job is, keeping your name at top of mind, always venturing out, working with different artists. And it's not easy to lend your energies to one artist for a whole project, but you've done it multiple times with multiple different artists. What do you feel like the magic is in tapping in with one producer versus working with a bunch of producers to put together a project?
The magic is just that communication line and just that camaraderie that you build. You know what I mean? Like working on the last four Nas albums, like we've just built on a deeper level than just the music. You know what I'm saying? We might hang for a day, and it's not even about the music. So that's gonna build, a certain type of bond or a certain type of respect. That's just more than just the music, and then that trickles down, and then it makes it to me makes it easier for you to make the music because you kind of like I could be thinking about going somewhere and then he thinking about, oh damn, I was just about to say the same thing. Like we should do this with the production or do this with the track, do this with the arrangement. So we just like we thinking for each other because we've been around each other so much.
Now, how were you able to do with Nas, with which a lot of producers who have worked with him since his first album was unable to do? Like you got him to do not one, not two, but four exclusive projects, and then with the fast turnaround too. And it wasn't pumped out like sometimes you could tell when, oh, these are leftover records from a session. Like
Right.
everything seemed like it served a purpose. What was it about the chemistry that y'all had to where like it seemed so natural and organic?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I see like the real hip hop heads that's like, yo, I want Nas, with Pete Rock, or I want Nas with Premier, which is like super respectable, but at the same time, like maybe I just had, a different level of even patience. Like Nas is, Nas, he gonna dig deep. He gonna say some stuff that hasn't been said before in a context you haven't heard it in before. So, I got the patience to just like meet him wherever he at. You know what I'm saying? Like wherever his energy is at, like I'ma just go there. And I'm not to say they didn't or wouldn't or whatever the case is, but he just caught me at the right time where I was trying to prove myself with, you know, even doing a record as big as Niggas in Paris. It kind of put me in a box to where a lot of people thought I was just a club producer or a trap producer, not even knowing that, you know what I mean? Like I was doing shit for G Unit in 2008. I was doing stuff for Game in 2007, 2009. Like I've been working on boom bap, sample driven, heavy musicality, and people just like, oh, I was even surprised myself that the Niggas in Paris beat is one of my simplest beats, but it made me my most money. You know what I mean? So it's gems in that too. You know what I mean? Like you got to take that in. Like okay, well, it's a science to that. People like simplicity, obviously, because I got beats that I would layer up, layer up, layer up. I'm thinking I'm going Beethoven level, and then people be like, skip past that, go to the next one, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's like the perspective, man.
It's always, what some of my producer friends call them 5-minute beats, them 10-minute beats that end up making the most noise and doing the most damage in the streets. But,
Right.
working with as many people as you did, what was a record that literally took the longest to complete? And I'm not talking about necessarily like the artist writing in the studio, but like, all right, cool. You got maybe the verse,
Um,
but you don't got the hook, or you're waiting for a feature. But eventually, after all that
um,
waiting, it got out.
I mean, the most recent I would say is off Beyonce Renaissance. I produced a song called Thick, and I made that beat in 2014 at the same time when I made the Feeling Myself for Nicki Minaj and Beyonce. So that beat was sitting for 8 years before she actually put it into action. Like, I guess she had ideas on it before. I played it for her in person, saw her reaction. She loved it, and it just wasn't fitting for her last, however many projects she was putting out.
So, when you send a batch of beats to Beyonce, is there like an unwritten rule or where like you can't share them to nobody else for like 10 years? Or did you almost
Nah,
slide that beat to somebody else thinking that, hey, somebody got to use this?
nah, it's funny because certain beats, I just know people not even gonna gravitate towards them because they just don't think on that level. You know what I mean? Beyonce, she is like, just a deeper she's just deeper with this artistry, man. So she don't need something that's A B C D E F G. That's what what I mean. Like I don't make
Mhm.
beats like that for real. I've learned to manicure my stuff down and be more simplistic because one of my most simple beats made me my most money. You know what I mean? Like it's a business thing too. But and I still put my love and creativity into that. But I really could go deep with the layers. You know what I mean? Transitions, changing the beats up, making it stay consistent. And a lot of people they don't really get that. You know what I mean? They just want some like, oh, it don't sound like the top 10 on Rap Caviar. I'm not fucking with it. Go to the next beat. Like, I'm gonna give you some shit that's gonna stand out. You know what I mean?
And it's so tough in hip hop because, especially coming from the radio side of things, I be around a bunch of DJs who just want things that fit in a certain pocket, and when you present something new that doesn't blend in with whatever the current tempo is, they
Mhm.
don't make because it takes work to try to figure out how to creatively do it. So, how does that affect your process overall and what you create to push the envelope, continue to be creative, but do something that's going to still stand out and be accepted?
That's just my whole thing. Like, you know what I mean? Being versatile, but you also wanna if you gotta be inside the lines, you know what I'm saying, to end up making that project or just like to get that artist's vision across, that's what you gotta do. But I mean, I'm always thinking creative. How can I put something in here in a way that a producer hasn't done or is reminiscent of something that's great from another producer?
Got you. Now, what's a record that you have in your stash that we probably won't ever hear just due to politics, or maybe the sample couldn't get cleared, or
Hey man, you can't say, bro, because it might come out one day. You know what I mean? I done made so many songs with Kanye West. I made a lot of songs with Beyonce. I made a lot of songs with Jay-Z and Beyonce, but it's like I don't know if that stuff is ever gonna see the light of day. But you just gotta just hold it down. And if I ain't sold the beat by the time they wanna put it out, then we good.
is it a gift or a curse to be that close to the treasure? Like, you know that you have some heat in the stash and you want the world to hear it because you put in the work and you know what you're holding on to. Does
Yeah.
that ever kind of like, I don't want to say chip away at you, but like, you kind
It
of get
used to.
anxious?
It used to, you know what I mean? But it's like my workflow and my work ethic is just so crazy right now that I just like once I make a song, I'm on to the next one. Like I'm not even I probably did get hung up on certain shit like damn, I can't believe this person has this song recorded, they ain't put it out. You know what I mean? And even perspective. I'll see some shit on Twitter about like, oh, where Hit Boy been? What Hit Boy been doing? Like, this is not recent. This is like probably like 2017, 2016, and it's like, man, I got shit recorded with Drake and Travis Scott right now. Sicko Mode was the first part was recorded 2 or 3 years before it even came out. You know what I mean? So I had Drake vocals over my beat, but then I would see like, oh, Hit Boy, he took a step back and he did all this, and it's like, bro, if motherfuckers only knew. So it's like just timing.
When you have to give so much of yourself to other artists who need your skill set, where does that leave time for Hit Boy to be the artist that Hit Boy wants to be? And I know we're seeing it now with these records coming out, but
Yeah.
do you ever get frustrated? Like, damn, it's supposed to be my time, but the work is the work.
Yeah, I mean, like again, like I used to, but now I'm just so comfortable in what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like it's genuine to me, and it's translating what the people is translating with. You know what I mean? I can't say that, I ain't got my number one Hit Boy record yet, but you know what I mean? Like it's just like more and more people rocking with what I'm doing, respecting it, chiming in, and just like giving me the encouragement to be like, okay, I'm gonna lock in for real. Like I've been dropping projects, I've been dropping singles, doing my thing, but like you said, it is hard trying to balance. Like I had a label back in 2012 and signed a bunch of artists, was working on my own artistry at the same time, working on however many projects for other artists. And it's just like I was like 24 years old at the time. It was just too much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
just like for one person.
Yeah, and a dope thing, like hailing from the West Coast, but your sound is so universal. And when you think about like, classic, examples of great producers on the mic, I mean, you think about, the Diamond D's of the world, the Kanye West,
Yeah.
shoot, even taking it to the West Coast, Dr. Dre, EA Ski.
Mhm.
If you was to build your a producer on the mic posse cut, who goes on that, Hit Boy?
I mean, shit, Yay for sure. J. Cole produced.
Yeah.
I would say I know Travis be producing. He do his thing. Dre, yeah, those four.
Okay, solid. Coming in probably at a lean 4 minutes and some change. A couple switch ups
Uh,
on the beat. Definitely here for it. You know,
right, right.
in your opinion, what do you feel like makes the perfect collab?
Man, you just like when you hear it, you just know. You know what I mean? Like I can't really call it, but long as that shit slap, it's saying something and is coming from a genuine place, like that's like all you can ask for.
And I know people are used to hearing you, through the music or whatnot. Congratulations. You was in the movie House Party, which more people need to go
Wow.
out there and support. How did it feel like
Nah,
to see yourself on a big screen like that, yo?
man, that was ill. Like I'm most proud of my boy Calmatic who directed it. You know what I mean? Like, cause I've known him. I've shot videos with him before. 10+ years ago or however long. Been knowing that he was a genius, and just like for other people to be recognizing it, and for me to be a part of his first movie.
And I'm hoping like they do this thing where like the word of mouth helps propel it to where it needs to be. Because I know there's a lot of competition out there, but
Yeah.
they really did their own thing. They didn't like necessarily copy and paste the original House Party. I love the pivots and turns that it takes in the final act of the
Yeah.
movie.
My
It
boy
really made a fun
Cuddy
thing.
went crazy too. Cuddy went crazy.
Cuddy needs a trophy for acting.
Yeah, he went
He
crazy.
he been deserved one, man. So it was dope, and you seem very natural and comfortable in there too, man. Because at first I wasn't sure that was you because you had the bucket hat on. I was like, yo, say hey boy, and it was. Yeah. So beyond dropping these singles, man, what are the rest of your plans for 2023?
Man, dropping projects, man. The songs I've been dropping, I'm gonna put those on a project along with some new music, and then I'm gonna just keep dropping my own projects, man. Whether it's the rap stuff, the production albums, like I'm just going this year, on
Yeah.
top of what I'm doing for other artists.
Yo, and you're doing it well, and it was so refreshing to hear like some new Offset. And it's the first record that he's put out, since the tragedy that he encountered.
Yeah,
Was this recorded before that, or was it recorded after?
it was recorded maybe like 10 days before, not even, you know what I mean, like not even that long, and just for him to like I feel like he must look at it like, man, this is what Takeoff would want, is for me to keep making the music that solidified us as legends in this game. So he just like he was a good solid sport about like just being a part of it still, because I didn't know how it was gonna go. I thought he might have been like, man, I'm just not in the mood to do a fun club record right now. So, but for him to push on, like, man, you got to salute Offset for that.
Indeed, and also salute to you for everything that you contributed to the culture, will contribute to the culture. Tap in if people want to find you on all social media. Find out. Do you do much tours? Do you go on the road like
Man,
to
I'm
work the records?
I have been, but I'm about to get back on that for sure.
Well, yo, Hit Boy, continue success. Shout out to Patron El Alto, the mixed and mastered series. 2
Right.
Live featuring Offset is out right now. Also tap in with 2 Certified featuring Avelino. And if people want to
Right.
follow you online, where do they go, bro?
At Hitboy HITBOY on Instagram, and hit_boy on Twitter.
Big ups to you, man. Continue success. One time for Hit Boy, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.